What's going on, Witchbound? This is another thrilling episode of Destined for Destruction, Episode 3, as this is going to be a little bit of a differing episode. This is the first ever time that we've had an individual session, meaning that all players are going to be on a individual conversation with me and me alone. All players are going to go through. It's going to be on one-on-one conversation with just me and them. Just wanted to kind of come through and say that it's going to be a little bit of a differing episode. But that being said, let's get right into it. This is going to be the intro that every single player is going to hear before starting their individual sections. As we're going to get right into it. Last thing that happened on session 2 of Destined for Destruction. I feel so alone. There's nobody else with me right now. Who do I talk to? What do I say? There was a very interesting ending as the dragon that Arasil sent after Cletus Upbringer, who we know as Zhao Ming, got decapitated from the real Cletus Upbringer. As the last thing that happened was the dragon got his head clean cut off as a massive green light lit up the entirety of the low valley, as we're going to get right into it and go straight into JJ's segment, as I'm going to pull him in here and we're going to start right up. We're going to see what happens in these individual sessions. As I don't even know if I say thank for watching. I've never done this before. But we're gonna get right into JJ's. All right, let's go. As that green light spreads, it starts to turn to a little bit more of a red, as you see almost like a flashbang that went off, turns your entirety of your vision red. As you start to kind of re-emerge, you see that you are in a red, deep-set woods. You see a very dark forest as you are re-emerge into the clearing, as the red light kind of starts to subside into more of a smaller hue of red. As you emerge, you are in the Whispering Woods, Arasil's private domain.
Do I
You see... Oh, go for it.
Do I see a path?
You are in a clearing. The canopy of the dark forest is still dark enough to where it is still fully covering all light that is able to go through the canopy, besides for one clearing that is inside the actual woods. As you see the red moon illuminated from that area. As your vision kind of immediately goes upwards, can you please give me an insight check?
$13.
You see, as you kind of go down in the middle of that clearing, still the canopy is still very much blocking most of the light. You start to see, you see a bench with a woman sitting on top of it. As you see, wispy, the thing that I kind of imagine is, have you ever seen in, old school, whatchamacallit, cartoons, where there's, a pie that smells really good, and then it has that
the alluring
off of it?
Effect. Yeah. And it's coming from her?
No. So it is coming from outside of the woods, this red, wispy, energy that is flying into the bench. As you start to hear things from outside of, the clearing of, talking. As you hear, let me pull this up real quick. You start to hear voices that, honestly, give me an insight check real quick.
I was about to ask, do I know those voices? It's a +2. Damn, 4.
As you see the whispering bits come in, you see that they seem innocent in meaning, but the deeper you delve into it and kind of realizing that this is flying into the bench, you realize that these are lies that are being told, that are feeding into Arasil. As
And
you
it's
start to
like,
hear these voices,
can I make an Arcana check to see
course,
if the bench is like secretly like a throne, like that, like powers her?
Go for it.
I don't have a plus. It's just flat. Oh, 3. Oh.
You would believe that definitely wouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
There wouldn't really be any reason for the bench to have significant meaning in this scenario. It's a thought that kind of goes through your head, but kind of gets dismissed immediately, as in like the super powerful deity is sitting on top of
Yeah.
it. But I will say off of that Arcana check that you realize that these lies that are coming inwards are very much so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that this is the first ever time that you've seen this, and I'll say that this is extremely low DC, that you could tell off of it. This is the most ever emotion you've felt. Now, it's a bad emotion, but you could see that this red aura of these emotions are magically significant. They are extremely magically significant, and something that you've never really felt, of like words having significant meaning. As you start to hear these words, you start to hear, "No, I'm fine. It's okay. I'm I'm not mad. I don't need any help. I'm happy for you. I'll change. I'll change. I swear. I I don't care. I'm over it. I'll be there soon. Yeah. It it wasn't that bad. I'm telling the truth. I love you." So you start to realize that these are more and more deep set lies going through, powering Arasil. As you start to
can I reach out my hand and try and grab, like just trying to like grab almost?
Gotcha. You are more than welcome to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I have a +2.
Okay.
I'm gonna try the other dice. 15.
A 15 is good. A 15 is very good. As you immediately see that this red aura kind of like almost fades into your like fingertips, as you start to realize that this is the most significant amount of magical presence that you've ever felt. As you kind of reach out to touch it, you hear a voice come from the person on the bench. As I'm going to try something right now that I haven't tried in a minute, but I'm going to go for it. High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghost. The ones who've been lost and the ones who are found, and the ones that loved her the most. The ones who've been gone for so very long, she couldn't remember their names. They spun her around on the damp old stone, spun away all her sorrow and pain. And she never wanted to leave, never wanted to leave, never wanted to leave, never wanted to leave.
As I would like to non-stealthily approach on the left side of the bench, and I'm going to remove my hood if it's not already removed. I don't really remember. Was she a good singer? Was she good?
I would
Can
have
you roll a
keep it.
performance?
I actually, yeah. I don't have dice in front of me. I will 100% go roll one.
I want to see.
As I will say, she adds a +8 to this.
I figured, like, it's a charisma.
It is. It is a 19. I would say that she's a good singer, depending on how good you thought my singing was.
No, I thought your singing was good. I didn't know if your singing was like then related to her singing, so I asked for the roll.
I thought it was pretty similar, but we'll see. We'll see.
As I would like to approach on the left side and be like, that's a beautiful song. You mind if I take a seat?
Of course.
Where did you learn that song?
It was a song from very long ago. Around 1,000 years, it was the first ever song that I was able to hear.
As your adventurer days?
Back when I was an adventurer, yeah.
How was it?
It was fun.
Were there gods back then too?
There's never been gods.
So I've heard. I don't think that doesn't make you the goddess that resurrected me, though. I can put a little respect there.
It fully makes me not the goddess that resurrected you.
How'd you do it?
I didn't. I saw that you just touched those lies. Have you ever thought that maybe the power isn't mine? That the things that I do are predestined? That the things that happen aren't my choice?
I think you have choices in between fate. I believe there is a predetermined path. I believe I was supposed to die when I died. I believe I was supposed to take up arms when I took up the arms, and believed I was born when I was born, or because of fate. But that doesn't take away the choices I made between those actions, between those moments in my life. I think that goes for everybody.
It doesn't. In your story, you make your own choices. In mine, I have to make those choices.
Who told you that?
It's not something that was told. It was something that is just the way it is. I didn't have to resurrect you, is the way that you think about it. Yes, I did. You had to be around. You have to. So does your friends. And so does the other 3.
Is this the first time this kind of fate has happened on such a wide scale?
Last time it happened was 1,000 years ago.
Were you the adventurers?
No.
Who was? Who was fate written about?
Have you ever heard of the Sacred Six? As I'd like you to roll a history check for me. With advantage. These are very well-renowned people.
15.
A 15 is very good. You know that the Sacred Six are considered the 6 most powerful adventurers of 1,000 years ago. This is the world is only considered to be 1,000 years old in history. Um, how history presents the world happening is that this island fell from the skies, and human beings emerged from emotions. Um, that's why there's cracks in the oceans. That's why there are mountains. That's why there's so many of these things. Is that when this thing dropped, mountains emerged, the ocean cracked, and that's why you guys cannot have access to anywhere outside of Eldramore itself and the surrounding smaller islands. But you have heard of the Sacred Six before.
I've I've been I've been alive for a good minute now. It's it's been talked about for centuries, 1,000 years.
Magic does not come from the gods. Magic does not come from the spirits. The magic of this world does not come from anything outside of the people inside of it. Magic is emotions. This red mist that you see around me is magic itself. And the reason that people think magic comes from the gods is because when I was chained here 1,000 years ago, I got the the closest thing to my presence before I was made into a more of a mortal being was lies. And that's why this red mist flows into me.
So, if magic is only emotions, or just emotions, you control emotions instead of magic? Like,
I would more think of it as I siphon off emotions. I have a
so,
question for you. Have you felt any emotions yet? During this conversation, this is GM Gideon.
oh, probably just like curiosity and like a little bit like I felt a little like I don't know, like when I heard all the lies, felt like Xiaoming, heard a couple that like kind of just like felt a little weird to hear his lies,
Mhm.
you know.
If you ever feel a strong emotion, please tell me as we're continuing this conversation.
Yeah.
As she goes on and she says, what do you think happened before 1,000 years ago?
Um, Land was dropped. Humans emerged from the ground from now I know emotions. Um, I'm just stuck here trying to think about whose emotions were here 1,000 years ago, if man's history only was 1,000 years ago.
They leave it pretty ambiguous for a reason.
What are you?
Thous- I am part of a monster.
Is this monster the planet? The core?
1,000 years ago, I was set to destroy this planet. A monster called Usar, the very most primordial thing in the entire universe. Because this monster came from outside the universe. I was part of that monster, as was Solus, as was Raynar, and as was Zenith. as I believe this is the first ever time you've heard the word Zenith before.
I think this is the first. I think Zenith said their own name.
I don't believe so either.
Um, are there any more that I have to worry about?
No. We were the four most powerful things of this monster. I was the stomach of the beast. And
Why?
why was I the stomach of the beast?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I think when I got made, or whatever made me, or however I came into existence, I was just a stomach. I didn't have any thoughts or feelings or emotions. I was just part of a beast. It wasn't until I got separated by the Sacred Six that I actually developed these emotions and these feelings.
So the Sacred Six beat the monster, separating it into the four we know.
They beat the monster after separating it.
So, okay. So they chained y'all down. Then that's how they were able to defeat it.
They were barely able to defeat it. Even with it, they were the six most powerful people to this day that you guys have ever heard of. They had the help of all three gods, and we were barely able to beat Zenith.
What three gods? You just said that there weren't. See, you can't help lying.
Even when I don't have the power to, it's difficult not to.
What were the gods back then?
It was us. We were considered gods to these people because we were on the level of who they already considered to be the most powerful people in the world. Us three are still considered just as powerful as two of their most powerful people combined.
My question is, why are you three, you, Solus, and Raynar, chained down differently than Zenith?
Zenith, I said I was the stomach. Zenith was the brain. This monster, Usar, went around eating planets. It gained power by destroying the core of the planet, a thing that is extremely magical in its properties. It became so powerful that all it did was go around and eat planets up. I have a hunger to be able to feed on things, and in this world, the only thing that you could feed upon in an emotional state is the truth. And that's why I'm a goddess of lies.
Do you also gain power through eating?
I do.
Is that how I would gain power?
That's how you would have gained power if I was still around. I want you to roll a d20 for me.
You're not going to tell me what?
Unfortunately not.
A 2.
Please roll a d4 for me.
Oh my god, I'm taking like psychic damage or something. D4. 4.
Okay. As that would go down to... As you guys are having your conversation, roll me an insight check, please.
I'm not using the same die. Mm-mm. Putting it back.
Smart.
Getting subbed out. 10.
10.
Wait,
do
you said
not
insight 12.
Insight
I
12. You just passed the DC then. You see two
okay.
things happen. One, you
Whew.
hear metal armor clanking behind you. As you also look up and you see that there are cracks starting to emerge in the moon.
What color are they?
The cracks are green.
As I turn to Aerosol with a little bit of urgency in my eyes. Like I figure out, like I know like what could happen. Like this conversation could get shut off. As
Would you say that that is a
who is
would you say that that is a deep set emotional panic?
I wouldn't say panic yet, but almost like a I this conversation is going to be our last time talking for a good while.
Yeah.
I'm still lost on how to get strong. I can't get stronger. Kind of my whole purpose. So it's kind of just like a, you know what, I'll say panic just for this
You
the book.
see, as you start to see almost purple emerging in your eyes, as you see little flicks from your iris that almost flow out as purple.
Okay, that's cool.
As she looks at you and she says, "You're fearful."
I want to keep my second life for as long as I can. What does green mean?
Green is Zenith, and she's coming.
How much longer?
I couldn't tell you. I knew 1,000 years ago after we sealed her that the power of these six would eventually repurpose itself back into the world.
Am I part of the six with the other two?
You are.
And the six back in the day, the person I'm now stepping into the shoes of, apparently. What was his name? Or her?
Damon Pennywhisker. As you know those people to be deep set royalty of sorry, oh my gosh, I'm fully forgetting names right now.
It's
not Arthrandus, it's not Eldrimor, or is it? Yeah, it's Eldrimor. You see that this is that name is very much so synonymous with royalty of Eldrimor.
Yeah. The king of Eldrimor?
1,000 years ago, Damon Pennywhisker and Eothard Pennywhisker, they, after we split up and became gods and the brain was sealed away, they had different thoughts of how they should go about ruling. They fought, and eventually Damon Pennywhisker lost, and he went away to make the now country of Darkreach.
So in 1,000 years ago, what comes next?
When somebody is so powerful, their power eventually resubsides. It takes a while to do so, about 1,000 years. I know that 1,000 is getting annoying with how long we've been saying it. 3 subsides into a new person. Not a reincarnation, not a reimagination, but the power does go back into the pool of magic. And that person was you.
Would you say I use magic? As I kind of like raise an eyebrow because it's like kind of against like my whole purpose of living. Like, do I use magic? Like,
For what other people consider magic, no.
and I'm just gonna roll with it. I don't even care if you're lying. Probably prefer it.
Roll an insight check for me.
Oh, no. I hope she's lying. I hope she's not lying. Dude, a nat 1. What is going on?
And for the first time ever,
I'm getting a new dice set.
JJ, this is actually very important.
I know.
On a nat 1, how I'm going to say that is you weren't even trying to tell if she was lying. But you could tell. She is. This is the first ever time that you've realized that you could see right through her. The power of her lies does not help her anymore. It's a hindrance. A being that is only able to lie. A being that feeds off of them. As you start to see those wispy bits kind of flow inwards and now upwards towards the moon. She is no longer powered by lies. She is not powered by anything, as you can see right through her.
How can I get stronger without you? Without your power, how can...
You should reconnect with the generals. The
Which one?
generals... What?
Which one?
All 3 of them, preferably. They are the strongest people of to date right now. You guys will get stronger in time, the more that you realize and the more that you figure out about your past lives.
So, is there somewhere that, like, I know you told us the general. Is there somewhere we can maybe learn, like, a library? I don't know. That could have text from back then, like actual historical evidence. I don't know.
We destroyed all of it.
Of course you did. It's kind of like scoff, like,
As you hear from behind you, don't scoff at her.
whose voice is it?
It's Cletus.
As I like, I stand up and like I greet him again, like Cletus, and I turn back to Aerosol. Why is he here? You told me you didn't have a choice for me. Him too?
I chose for him.
Why?
Because I knew that I didn't have a choice for you. Damon Pennywhisker was known as the Crimson Dagger. He was known to stab Edward in the back. And that's the reason that he had to go establish the kingdom of Darkreach. He was still extremely powerful on his own measures. But the reason that he became extremely powerful was not because of the emotion that he draw upon or anything like that. These people were very much so powerful because they were emotionally driven. But they were also powerful because of the loss that they had to establish.
Is the general the closest person in Darkreach to like to?
He is considered the strongest person of that. You
Okay.
wouldn't know who the generals are right now, though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know, but like I would know if there's like a king there or something. But, like,
If the kings are the same people, then yeah.
well,
After 50 years, they might be
I don't
different.
think I'm assuming those kings are still alive. Like their family members for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, another question then: is Zenith now getting the power from the rest of you three?
She is.
And the only way to stop it is by getting the power sources back on.
When
Stop the anomalies.
we were divided. When we got divided, we also got chained down to make sure that we could never reform. We got chained down to the three most powerful and primordial spirits that your guys' world had. The forest spirit, the ocean spirit, and the sky spirit.
You're the
Ocean. The emotions that happen from the ocean are very much so negative. Pirates telling lies, people dying, the sea is a wrathful place. And it worked perfectly for the stomach of a planet-destroying monster.
So, what happens if that moon opens up?
Zenith will have the capabilities to control me.
And you mean control him?
What do you mean by control him?
No offense, Cletus. But isn't he your little dog now?
What do you mean by that?
Just how you controlled the dragon. You controlled him, probably. Commanded. Eyes glow red. The, you know.
In a sense, yeah. She can't control the people that I controlled. She can't use the power that I've already given away. She can't undo the things that have already been done. She couldn't break out of her prison until one of you guys opened it for her.
Who opened it?
Lucas' son.
Who's that?
Edmund Pennywhisker's descendant.
So I lean back. I put my arm on the armrest. It's on the left one. So if fate is all we have, I'm supposed he's pretty much my opposite.
In most senses, yes. but in some senses, he's extremely similar.
Interesting.
I've heard that he hates the use of magic and gods.
Well,
You hate
we
the
agree
use
on
of
one of those.
You hate the use of magic, but love the help of gods.
Yeah. Religion was never shunned upon.
You guys are very interesting dualities in some scenarios and very extreme opposites in others.
Am I going to fight him?
Remember how I said I have a choice and you don't? Or that you have a choice and I don't? It's up to you. If history repeats itself, then yes. But if history repeats itself, it's never going to again.
So, when Zenith takes over, because not much time at this point, not stopping it anytime soon, how long would it take for y'all to become the monster again?
They need you guys. You guys were the only ones to break us apart, so you're the only ones that could reemerge us. The best way to stop that from happening, though, is to reseal us
What was
to the spirits.
Can I? Why'd she just twitch? Yeah. Why'd she? I'm not rolling good. Do I even want to roll? Can I just? I could just.
Can
assume.
I just know?
Can I just? All right, I'm going back.
Okay.
So these 19.
19.
Wow.
With any modifiers?
Yeah, that's what modifiers.
Okay, gotcha. You see that she twitches for a little bit, and the thing that immediately catches your attention is that the moon is starting to crack more and more. As this is becoming more and more of a dire situation, as I want you to roll another d20 for me.
I'll roll the same one.
Okay.
10.
Roll a d4 for me.
Oh, what do you mean? Can I know if the D4 high or low is good?
Low is better.
Oh, dude, and I rolled a 4. One!
All right.
Oh, wait, take that back. I didn't even roll the right dice. I rolled a D8. I rolled a D8, not a D4.
Well, honestly, that's on a D8. It was more likely for you to roll higher. So yeah, rolling a 1 is okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll take the 1.
We'll take it
because it was honestly hard. It's like if you rolled an 8 and then you were like, oh, I was supposed to roll a D20 on like a D8 instead. I'd be like, well.
Oh yeah.
But you see as the moon starts to crack ever so slightly more and more, as you don't have the time to think what's going on with this person right now. You believe her to be fading out of existence right now. As she continues, she says, the best way to rechain us back down and get everything to go back to normal is to rechain us to the spirits.
Rechain you 3. How do I chain her up?
Once we get chained back up, the gods and the Sacred Six, which are now you guys, were able to chain Zenith back up. And we could figure it out in the next 1,000 years.
I'm not, saying that y'all are naive enough to team up with Zenith after her turning on you right after she got out. Mm-hmm. But if we chain y'all back to the spirits, she's still gonna have control of you with y'all's power, is she not?
As soon as we are chained back to this world, she will not have power to us. She is unchaining us from this world, and all the lies, truths,
Go
morality,
back
and
to
balance,
y'all.
they do. All the things that we have been feeding on for this long amount and periods of time, 1,000 years of emotions that have been siphoned through us, will make us extremely more powerful. Extremely. And if she has that, it's going to be impossible for you guys to beat her.
I would like to stand up. Just kind of. Is there a lamp post? Yeah, there's a lamp. Just gonna lean on it and be like, I'm not one for, sappy goodbyes. Only really known you for like a week and a half. Gonna miss the constant headache, the red eyes I saw everywhere.
Can I ask something of you?
Of course.
Can you protect the most important thing to me?
What's that?
She offers out her hand to you.
Can I roll an Arcana check just to? Yeah.
Of course.
I think that's the only thing I want to see. Like, an 8, man.
Usually, you are very good at telling what type of magical presence people have, but as she is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling on our magical presence, it's hard to sense anything.
I'll take my hand off the lamppost and I reach out my hand like this, so she can like lay her hand like this, and I'll like lift her up if that's what is going to happen, unless something cuts that happening.
As she's gonna reach over and she's gonna grab your wrist. Do you do anything immediately as soon as she grabs your wrist instead of your hand?
I'm gonna tense up.
Okay.
But
as she says, the most important thing to a monster who has been devouring planets for their entire life is their chains. Will you hold on to mine for a while?
yes.
As you see the rest of the red aura that she has, like, emanating from her and almost steaming upwards to the moon, kind of recollects inwards. As you see, she strains for a second, as you start to see a tattoo emerge on your forearm, as it is red chains going all the way down your forearm in a spiraling helix form.
As I'm, does it burn or anything? Like,
it does.
Yeah. Gonna like tense up, like kind of, gonna like press down on it, not rub or anything, just kind of tense up. As I look up, she's pretty much like I'm imagining almost like a halfway hologram, like the
She's starting to
fade.
fade.
The Star Wars 6, the last movie.
Yeah.
And like like Anakin pretty much half faded is what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
And like for last message, this is one I'll protect.
As I'm gonna have you roll a final d20 for me.
Nat 20. Nat 20. Nat 20, please. Another 8. That's it.
Roll a d8 for me.
7.
As you start to see the cracks of the moon coalesce more and more of these green cracks, you hear a deep set growl coming from the moon that billows through the entirety of the Whispering Woods. As you hear a as the moon splits open, as you see the face of a Tarrasque pull through, all the way through the moon, as you see the Tarrasque's mouth opens up, as a woman who looks very similar to Erisil descends downwards, illuminating by this green light with all of this power of these lies helixing around her as she lands into the clearing. This is the first ever time you've heard Zenith talk. She says, "Hello, Zhao."
I presume you're Zenith?
I am.
Why are you doing all this?
Your predecessors took away power from me. I'm just here to take it back.
Why this planet? 1,000 years ago, you could have chosen another. One that didn't put up as much as a fight.
I definitely could have.
Could have chose a less stubborn country as well.
The fight makes it taste a lot better. As you see Cletus raises his sword and charges at her, as I'm going to make a couple checks real quick. As you see Cletus heaves his blade as it goes directly through her, as she is in a mistal form, as she is going to... As his blade lands down towards the ground, you see as a massive outcropping happens as soon as he hits it, of like a massive divot in the ground. As the divot goes around a good 20 feet into the ground, as both of them drop downwards, as you cannot see what happens next.
The Tarrasque, is it like just still in the moon?
Or it is still bellowing out a growl.
Okay. I by the way, I just looked that up. Terrifying.
Horrifying.
I'm going to take one last glance at Erisol before I start beelining towards the hole.
It's in the moon. How are you
gonna they got taken into the moon?
The monster's head is currently emerging from the moon.
Wait, okay. Head emerging from the moon. I thought there's a 20-foot hole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a 20-foot hole right there. Is that where you're going towards?
Yeah. I was beelining towards a 20-foot hole.
Gotcha. As you see, she kind of grabs your hand as you're, like, leaving, as she drops one single red tear that goes through it until she raises up through the sky and becomes fully transparent. As you hear one word go through, and that is, "You're the last hope."
Damn, she really Star Wars my ass. As
you run up towards the hole, as you see, roll me a charisma saving throw.
Any way it can be dexterity?
Unfortunately not.
Thought I would try.
We are seeing right now if, based on the sight that you have a massive emotional reaction towards it or not.
An 11.
It is a failure. Which, the reason it is a failure The DC is 20. Because the sight that you see is Zenith holding Cletus's head upwards, directly facing towards you. As she says, "You're next. Stay out of my way." As she throws it directly towards you, as it rolls, and hits you directly at the bottom of your boots. As what emotion are you feeling right now?
Ruthless aggression.
As all of these red wispy bits that are coming around through the forest that were collecting in Zenith, who is channeling them, now starts to coalesce around you. As what do you say as this is happening?
I will make sure my chains are the reason you never, ever leave this godforsaken planet again. Do you hear me?
Not for too much longer. As you see a massive flashbang of green light emerges as you are back in town. As that is the end of your episode 3. As we're going on to Dan.
It's Dan's turn.
It's Dan's turn.
God, wow.
As the blinding light from the green blinding light that happened from the dragon dying now subsides into like a deep iridescent blue that blinds your vision. As you start to have the vision start to return, you see that you are in in your homeland of the Balance Woods, a woods of like these massive mushrooms that have these like dark iridescent blues of magical presence that are coming out from them. As you see, Raynar has called you back into his dimension.
Got it. Can I do like a perception check on like if I would? I guess it would be like an instant like snap type of thing. Like I close my eyes and I open them back up and it's this.
Yeah.
Would I know, like, would I feel like I went back, or would it be more of like a dream state? Would it be like an immediately, like, I know why I'm here, like the whole flashing light thing, and I'm just trying to...
You don't know why.
I don't know why. Okay.
You don't know why you've just been summoned back to your realm that you were, that you left a while ago.
Do I see Raynar?
You do. You see him sitting down on a table with 2 mugs of ale directly to each side of him, with a like scale directly above him that currently has a brain on the left side, and it has a heart, what looks like a yellow light, and the stomach of a creature put onto it as they are currently tottering in between.
Yeah. Okay. Well, big flash happens, and I'm teleported into my homeland, and I immediately take. Do I see? Is Raynar the first thing that I see, or do I is he like?
Raynar
he's
is
like
the first
straight
thing
in
that
front
you
of me.
see, yeah.
Cool. So immediately probably I have a couple seconds where I'm kind of getting my senses back, and I notice that it's him, and I notice obviously I'm familiar with my surroundings, and as I notice that it's him, I guiltily fall to my knees immediately, and because I didn't realize that he was in my vicinity. You know, I didn't realize he was staring right next to me, staring right at me. And I say, why did you summon me? I'm very disoriented right now. I don't. Why am I here?
Dan, I'm just going to say this right now. Tell me if you ever feel a strong emotional feeling throughout any of this. Just immediately, if you feel one strong emotion like subside, is your character physically? Just tell me if they feel that specific emotion at
He
any
would
point.
be. I mean, right now.
Like a strong emotion, yeah.
What? Okay, hold on. Before we get back into it, does that mean like, what does that mean? Like, if I feel
If your
anything, and my
character,
character is feeling away, I'll let you know.
not just away, but strongly away. Like, I think of it more as in like, oh, I just won a Board Wars game. I'm extremely joyful right now. I just got punched across the face. I'm really mad right now. I in a situation where I'm extremely confused.
Okay.
It's more of an emotion that is extremely deep set.
Right now, I'm glad you said that because, um, right now I would say is straight fear, because I know I messed up, or I feel that something's messed up. Why else would I have been summoned here? So I guess I would have been like, obviously, like, I'm trying to think of a better response.
Gotcha. Well, if it's
But
fearful,
it is for sure.
I'll say this. Where do you think your fear manifests? Like, in some people, it manifests like a deep set in like the pits of your stomach. Some people, it manifests in different scenarios of like, where do you feel fear?
I would say in my gut, like just an immediately, like almost like I'm gonna get punished, like from a father figure, because getting sent, especially after what happened. Obviously, I don't know why I'm here, but I would say, yeah, straight in my gut. I know.
As you start to realize that, you see that there is like almost a purple energy that is pulsing from your stomach, the pits of your stomach, as it's going outwards and outwards and outwards, more and more and more, as you finally hear Raynar speak, as he says, "Hey, man, you don't got to be afraid. I didn't summon you here because I'm angry. Stand up."
I take a massive, like, a really deep breath, and I remember that I'm home and that I am in a good spot. Like, you know, obviously the fear of being a disappointment is there, but it's not a fearful of being punished. So I stand up, I ground myself a little bit, and I start making my way over to Raynar.
As you see, Raynar speaks up and he says, "Come join me." As you see that currently it is outlooking like the forest, and you guys are fully surrounded by the woods of your dimension. As he is, there's like a singular table, just like a wooden table with two mugs on it, and a seat that he's sitting to the left of, with the scale directly in front of that, and there's an empty seat to the right of you.
I go up to him, and I reach out my hand to shake his hand, and I say, "It's good to see you, Master."
It's good to see you too. As you see a person who usually has a very, very physical form goes through to shake your hand, as it goes right through. Sorry about that. If you haven't noticed, I've been fading a little bit recently.
I felt the change. Is that why you called me here?
Luckily, that dragon dying gave us enough power to be able to call our individual champions.
I kind of I nod down at him, and I look at the chair. I grab the pint. I said, "Let's sit." I scoot the chair out and I sit. Let's drink.
As he says, he goes, I've been wondering, what's your mental state going through all this? You've been going through a lot of change recently, and you even went to the mortal plane to find some change. I want to check up on you before I disappear.
I'm doing good. The mortal plane getting back into, well, knowing the physical is very interesting. It's gotten me a lot of perspectives of things that I've never thought about. Pain, not a physical pain, but but more mental feelings, and those feelings have been painful, and I've been really scared. I've seen that you're feeling your presence and feeling other presences other spirits and gods. It's been confusing, but I know I'm still following your same directive, and I know my mission, but this is different than what I thought, and I'm scared to see what's happening to you.
It's very interesting what has been happening to me. I know you fought in the war for the past 300 years, even the starts of the war, and that's why you coalesced, that's why I made you, is what you believed. Have you ever noticed that I've had maybe a little bit of favoritism towards you?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And obviously it's because I liked you quite a lot. You're an awesome, amazing person.
I pour my soul into this.
And I'm very glad for that.
Yeah, I gotta pay it forward. Pay it back.
You never had to pay me back for it, because it wasn't my choice to make you. It was a very happy thing that happened, but it wasn't my choice.
What's wrong with you? In my eyes, I've never seen you quiver. I've never seen you fall. Why now?
Zenith is back.
I know the name, but that name has no meaning to me.
Have I ever told you what I was before 1,000 years ago?
Stories, but I thought those were like, just not in great detail.
1,000 years ago, I was not sentient. I was part of a being called Usar, a planet-destroying monster, one that was set to destroy this one.
Dang. I start kind of getting the pieces together. So you were a monster before this. What made you choose to change to what you are now?
1,000 years ago, the Sacred Six, the most primordial fighting force in all of Arcadia, the 6 most powerful people, the ones that had the strongest emotional connections to their own emotional states, fought against Usar, but they knew they wouldn't be able to fight it alone. So they broke up Usar. They broke up the brain of the creature, the soul, the heart, and the stomach of it, the four most powerful remnants of it. I was the heart.
What were the other pieces? Or who were the other pieces?
Irisa was the stomach, a devouring monster. Solus was the soul.
That makes sense.
That guy doesn't really name himself very well, but Zenith was the brain. The one that controlled all of us. And she's starting to regain that control. As you roll me an insight check real quick.
Uh, 13.
On a 13, you see these scales shift downwards a little bit, and roll me an Arcana check as well, as I'm going to describe the scales real quick. So the scale has a brain on one side, and a stomach, a soul, and a heart on one of the sides. As you start to see these scales teeter downwards towards their side a little bit, and then towards upwards a little bit more, with the brain weighing down a little bit more.
And just to get the visual right, it's like a pendulum, right? It's like a teeter-totter.
Yeah. It's like an old school scale.
Okay.
You start to see magical presence more as colors compared to feelings now. Before, you saw magical presence a lot more as like physical feelings compared to actual colors. But you are starting to see magic in an actual sense. And you start to see a green energy kind of almost flowing from behind one of the trees.
Do I know what the color green signifies?
You do not.
Would I be able to put words to it? Like, I know, like, obviously, like, thinking from a human standpoint, when you have different, like, spiritual things and, like, seeing different things, like, would I be able to speak to it? Like, would I be able to ask Raynar, like, yo, like, why did it change to now that I'm seeing it versus feeling it as, like, someone that would I be able to speak to that?
As he responds back, he says, "Do you know what our function are as gods?"
Recently, the things that have been happening kind of make me doubt the things that I thought and kind of change my mind, so I don't know what your purpose is.
To chain a being such as myself, a being that was the heart of a planet-destroying monster. We ran around for a millennia before we came here, devouring the cores of planets, becoming more and more powerful every single time. And this planet specifically's emotional states with living sentient beings on it was heightened to the heist of the century, is how Zenith thought of it. We got put in a couple different ways. One, we got chained down to a physical spirit. I got chained to the spirit of the sky, Fafnir. One of the neutral spirits. Not wrathful, not joyful, but just abstinent, because the kingdom of Arthrandus was a conscientious objector to the war. that hasn't been happening for 100 years. It's been happening for 1,000. People have misconceptions about that. It happened as soon as the kingdoms formed. On top of that, we siphon the energy in which we had to consume before. We are beings that cannot live without magical power. And the magical power of this world comes from emotions. Remember when you were just fearful that I was going to reprimand you? And you started to pulse that deep set purple? That was a magical presence. The fear of of me manifested enough to become magical.
Pretty powerful stuff.
And that doesn't happen in the past 1,000 years, or that didn't happen for the past 1,000 years for one reason. We were siphoning it. Now that we are gone, emotions are going to run rampant. People are going to be scared. And magic, as you know it, will change.
So, you're telling me that you sound defeated.
I sound accepting. Zenith is inevitable. 1,000 years ago, we knew that this power that you guys have was going to reconcile. The Sacred Six are you. You are one of them. Your funny little robot friend is one of them, and the tall tattooed man is one as well.
So, two things. Does that mean that we are, because obviously we're here to fulfill the prophecy and come to find out that we are those champions, your champion, or I am your champion. So does that mean that I am destined to become what's next? Am I destined to become you?
You're not destined to become me, but you are 100% here to make the prophecy come to fruition. As I need you to roll an insight check for me.
I was gonna say, do I see the Twitch?
You do.
Ah! I low-key thought you glitched out for a second. Can I not roll? Okay, it's bounced up. 9. Not very insightful.
On a 9,
today.
you hear his words very definitively. You hear him say that you are here to fulfill that prophecy. The prophecy that the dragon told you is very, very important, and you need to fulfill it. To turn the gears, to help the world. He says, rechain us to the spirits. Fulfill the prophecy, but you are not here to become me. You are here to fulfill me. But there are 3 that are here to destroy us.
Is that part of the others? I was gonna ask about the other 3 champions. Are they who and are they attached to, and why are they trying to destroy you?
Zenith has affected the way that they have thought to destroy her. They believe that destroying our physical forms that we had through Obivatu Morum, the process that the Sacred Six went through 1,000 years ago, will unchain us, and then they will be able to defeat us. But unchaining us is going to make the prophecy happen again. It's going to make what happened 1,000 years ago happen again. But unfortunately, You can't do it without them either. So you can't just stop them. You have to change the way they think about it. So the only way to stop it is to kill them.
That can be done. Obviously, my years of battle have proven themselves, but to go against gods and without your power, like, I don't even know how I would be able to leave this plane. My whole life source is drawn from you. If you go, I go. If you...
Not in the slightest. Listen here. For 250 years, I have been lying to you. I said that my power comes from... Your power comes from me. But it comes from yourself. The reason that the Sacred Six were so powerful is because they were emotionally driven enough to do things. The way that you get more powerful is by becoming more emotional. I know it's very liberal, but...
I learned that from the Mortal plane.
The stronger your emotions are towards something, the more powerful you will become. And that'll become only more apparent the more you go through this. So believe in yourself. Believe in the things that you need to. And most importantly of all, you need to reconnect. As you see he twitches again, I'm going to have you roll another insight check.
15.
On a 15. You see that he twitches again and says...
How much do I... Hold on. Let me make sure that I'm getting the numbers right.
Please do.
Oh, hold on. I rolled a 14. I thought I had +1. I have 17. I thought I
that
had
is extremely important.
I had the pluses wrong.
As the DC was 16.
Ooh, give me that.
As you see, he twitches real quick and says, "You need to kill them. You need to kill them." As you start to see this figure that very much so was neutral start to become more wrathful. As you start to see that red instead of blue coming off of him.
Can I roll insight on the levels on the level?
Please do.
Shit. 12.
12. You start to see that the scales do fall a little bit more down towards Zenith, and you start to see as the heart
Towards
now,
the brain.
from the last time that you checked, is fully faded. The heart is fully gone.
I know what I know. I know that I feel like the Raynor that I know, one, wouldn't say that. Two, I would sense it, and I want to say to him, like, 'cause while he's doing all that right now, I'm just, well, during that I'm just watching him, like, no emotion, not really, 'cause Raynar's gone, or at least to what I'm thinking and feeling. I want to ask him, are you still with me?
As he goes back and he says, "She's already infecting me." I'm going to tell you a couple things, and we're going to have to go through quickly. Rechain me to the spirit, and we should be fine from there. If you could get my power back, you should have enough energy to fight through Zenith, because you need the Sacred Six and Zenith and the powers of the 3 gods to be able to stand even close enough of a chance to kill Zenith. Last time that we fought, we weren't able to fully chain her down, but we weren't able to kill her, but we were able to chain her down. But since you guys are back, now those chains have loosened. The only way to unloosen those chains is by the Sacred Six members unchaining them. But that also does mean one thing. If they unchained the spirits, that means one of you guys chose to unchain them. The only way to rechain, unchain, means that one of the Sacred Six members had to unchain or rechain them. Meaning that, and listen to me very closely, it could have been one of your friends.
Could have, you say could have as in it already happened. What are you speaking on?
It's happening right now. The spirits are having a battle, and if it doesn't go our way, we will be 100% unchained from this world. As you see a figure emerge from outside of the forest line, as you see the green around Smebulus.
What? Smellbulus? I see Smellbulus. Hold on.
You see his eyes are fully greened out.
Oh, fuck. Wait. Oh, my God.
As he says, you guys don't have any time at all, as it is a woman's voice and not a man's voice.
Wow.
You guys don't have any time at all. I've already infected your god. When he pulled me in here, I stayed right where I needed to be. I pulled in this stupid little goblin man you guys talked to. Now my question is to you is, what are you really going to be able to do? As Raynar speaks up and he says, you have no... As Zenith goes like this, and I'm going to roll real quick.
Can I try to do everything in my power to use my power source? Because I would imagine, well, we have the same power source. Because would I be able to give him enough power to sustain himself for as long as possible? Am I able to do some kind of roll? Because I'm looking through my spells, and I'm trying to see how I would be able to just contain him just for a little bit. Because obviously I'm thinking it as in like, you know how like Lion King, when like the dad is about to fall and he's like trying to grab him, but he's gonna end up falling, you know. Yeah. I'm gonna try to be doing that because I'm seeing him dying.
Gotcha. Dan, I'll tell you right now, roll me an insight check. The way to sustain a god is going to be a dire consequence.
I'm there. Like I would.
Okay.
Cause he. All right, come on, baby.
All right, come on, Dan. And actually, roll with advantage. I'll give you this one time. Roll with
all
advantage.
All right. So 18 is the first roll.
Okay.
17. Dirty 20.
Okay. As I'm going to tell you this right now. If you want to try to sustain him, you're going to have to roll a d8. You will be able to hold him on for around 30 seconds per one that you roll on that d8.
Yeah.
And that will take you off 50 years of your life expectancy per number that you roll.
What?
Do you still want to do that?
Do I consciously know it's happening? That's going to happen?
You succeeded the insight roll. You know that you will have to shave years off of your life to be able to give this person life expectancy. This is giving your life, your emotional life that you've given towards this person.
So, my character's doing it. I'm just asking out of a player standpoint into the DM. What?
Yeah.
It, does that do anything? Like, does that? Because in my mind, he's going to be. I mean, shit. It's his creator.
Dan, it could kill you right now.
It could kill me.
Right now.
Yeah.
If you roll an 8, that is 400 years off of your life expectancy. But it is also a roll because you have no idea your own power of how much you're going to be giving to him. So if you roll a 1, you could give him 30 seconds. But you also don't know how long he has right now. So what do you want to do in this moment?
What do I see? What do I see when he goes like this? What do I see him going?
You see he is immediately shut up as his power cannot subside over Zenith's.
Okay.
It goes from, you have no...
How close is he to me?
He is around 10 feet. Or he's probably like good foot or 2 away from you. You're sitting on a stool right next to him.
Oh, he's sitting.
He's sitting? Well, he stood up at that point, but you were sitting right next to him.
Okay. I see that he stumbles while he's trying to regain his balance while he is shut up. And let me lock in here. And I'm still seated. I see that he's stumbling and I jump up. I grab his hand and I almost do like, you know those Spartan bro hugs where it's like, you know? I try holding him up and I'm going to roll.
Okay.
To give him as much time as possible.
All right.
Well, yeah. I want to say something epic before I'm thinking about it. Well, I'm going to roll and we're going to see where that goes. I rolled a 3.
As you see, rolling a 3, I'm going to tell you right now, you had 50 years left.
Oh, I only had 50 years left. Okay.
What that means is you immediately have 3 failed death saving throws immediately. As the light drains all the way from your vision. As you see that Raynar sorps in the power that you had. As he looks over at Smebulus as your body drops to the floor. He looks down at his favorite creation, the one that he did not choose to make, the one that he was forced to make, and it was the best decision that he ever had.
You're gonna make me cry.
He looks over and he says, "This is really what you wanted, wasn't it, Zenith?" Smebulus looks over and he says, "The whole time. Do you really want to choose to give yourself up for just one of the members?" As he says, "If I give myself up, that means 2 things. You don't get me, and I get him back. I'd choose that any day of the week." As you see, he holds up his hand. As Zenith really quickly, and the very frantic, measure, she goes, "No, no!" As she reaches out to try to counterspell what he does.
What Raynar does?
No, as Smebulus, who is currently with Zenith, tries to counterspell it.
Oh, okay.
But it fails. As even 50 years of your life expectancy was enough to overpower her. As he takes the entire dimension, the entirety of his place, it all starts to fade into this white collection of, now we are in a white expanse of now he has condensed his entire realm. He reforms the amount of power that he had out from him as this blue helixing spirit goes around it. It fades up for a little bit, recollects as he puts it back in, and jumpstarts your heart as you as he disappeared, as that is going to be the end of your session 3.
Yeah.
As you are back in the Low Valley.
Yeah.
Raynar is gone, but you are still here. As we're going to go on to Caden. The dragon just died. This is just for you before we get into it. The dragon just died. A massive green light flashes out, and it turns into like this iridescent yellow that flash bangs your vision as you start to kind of regain your senses and everything like that. You see that you are in a hallway illuminated by a yellow sun coming in from like the western side, or like to your left, I guess, going in through this hallway that is very much so like a yellow vibe-ish, as you are standing right outside of a door.
Okay, and is this yellow like? Is it like a sunlight yellow, or is it more like a deep, like maybe a darker firelight like yellow?
I would say it's more like a darker fire light yellow. It's not coming from the sun. You could definitely see that it's much more like it is surrounding all the things around it. It's almost like the things around you are yellow, but you know that it's like this is definitely something that would just be like brown, or something. This is something that would definitely just be like this color, but it's like almost getting like illuminated by like this yellow presence around you.
It's like it's overtaking like the color palette of the room. Is it? Do you say was it like a hallway, or am I in like a doorway?
It is a hallway right now. It is a hallway with like that goes like this. You are standing in the middle of it, as you are sit directly in front of a door. As I'm just going to preface this real quick, if you feel any strong emotional connection towards anything, or even emotion in your actual, or your character feels any strong emotion, please tell me throughout this little session that we have, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay. Cool. Then, could I, Prot looks around and he's like, well, this is strange. I had, visions of soul earlier, but I never. Well, why am I transported somewhere? And I guess he's gonna go ahead and walk.
And why am I here? As you look back and you see that you're with Kishlin.
What, Master Kishlin? You see this vision too?
This doesn't seem like a vision. I mean, we're in a hallway right now.
Well, previously, in my experience, at least in the last 1 hour, last time we had a vision, all of time was frozen, and nothing changed for us outside of it. Do you think that we've been teleported somewhere, or?
It doesn't seem like we're in the Low Valley anymore.
No, we are far from home.
Well, I mean,
Prot looks at the door and he's like, well, there's only one way to go, Master.
I guess so. Do you want to go through the door?
Well, that's the only option that I'm seeing, and if it's anything that I know, I bet you Soul is behind this door, and he seemed pretty welcoming before. I'm sure he'll be happy to see you too.
Let's hope. And who's this Soul person?
I mean, from my understanding, he's like a god.
Oh, you're talking about like the god Soul. You've met the god Soul before?
Well, I think so, unless someone's impersonating him, but there's no way anything could have this amount of power to just completely draw us away from the Low Valley and make this massive, beautiful image and covering this hallway in its light and its iridescence. It seems almost like it's his his realm, or I don't know, but I bet you it is the god.
I don't like that at all. I've never been a god person before. I mean, there's only one way forward. I guess let's talk to him.
All right, and then I want to walk alongside her, not like in front of her. So
Okay.
like, and I open the door for her.
As you see immediately, you open up into what looks like the Wolf of Wall Street. You see people scattering around, like running from back and forth, like doing paperwork, trying to scramble through. As you see, it's almost like a upward system of like stairs that goes all the way up to a figure who is writing, like very, very frantic or frankly, what's the right word? Frantic, very frantically, just like scribbling down on a piece of paper as quick as possible, handing it to somebody. They're running down. This looks like what is like an office space, but almost like a pyramid system that goes upwards. With, as you see, you open up the door. There is no walls outside of this. There is no walls around it. It is just the sun blaring down at this spot, with these system going upwards.
And would you say there's like thousands or hundreds of people?
I'd say there's probably like 40 or 50. There's not too many, but there's only like 40 or 50.
Okay. So there's a lot of, and are these like people like that I know, like, or not that I know, but like humanoids?
These look like humanoid figures. Like some of them are like, you know, obviously they're like different types of races that you've seen. Like you see like ogres in here, you see goblins, you see dwarves, you see elves, you see dragonborn, beast folk, all that type of things. What just looks like a populated or a different populace.
And are they dressed similarly?
Yes,
Like,
they are very much dressed similarly. All of them have these robes that go downwards that are yellow with a sun emblem in the middle of it.
Okay. And I mean, I turned to Kishlin and I'm like, Master, they seem chaotic, almost.
Yeah, they do.
Do you think it's because of some eruption that we had earlier, or do you think they're always chaotic here?
Might have been. I don't fully know. This is very strange. Maybe we flag somebody down. I don't know why we're here.
Yeah, let's. I should go find at least someone, and I go and I try and find maybe like an elven looking person.
Okay.
Thinking that they'll have like some type of extensive knowledge or could communicate well.
Yeah.
What's going on?
You see a woman very frantically like scribbling down on a piece of paper. As you see, she is the title of the essay is, "Oh my gosh, we're so screwed. What do I do?" As she is writing down as quick as possible. As it doesn't even seem legible. It's either you have she's writing in a different language, or she is writing gibberish. You can't fully tell. Okay. But she is scribbling as fast as possible. Do you want to say something to her? She hasn't noticed your presence yet.
Yeah. And I'd like to reach out and be like, "Hello, ma'am.
Hey, back!" As she keeps scribbling. As she says, wait, sorry. What's your name?
Prot.
Go talk to Soul. Go talk to Soul all the way at the top. He called you here for a reason. Go talk to him. As Clishland goes, "Hey, you gotta mind your manners. We are about to die, okay? You need to go talk to Soul right now, figure the stuff out, okay?"
I'm sorry to disturb you. Please finish your writing and start working on the next essay, I guess.
There is no essay. We're all doomed. We're all doomed. We're dead. Okay, go talk to him.
I mean, I was thinking I'd like to roll for like insight or something, but she seems panicked. It seems pretty obvious.
If you want to roll insight, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, I would like to I'm wondering, like, is she trying to write down something for, like, I don't know. Does it seem important?
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it probably is. But is it like just gibberish, or is she writing down something that Soul maybe asked her to? For insight, I have, wow, I got 22.
Okay. You see on other parts of the desk that this person is somebody who is supposed to write down the history of what is happening in the world with the other gods. So right now, the only thing that she has, what her usual job is to write down what's happening with the other gods, report it back to Soul, do all these other things. This You immediately realize that this is the inner workings and the inner circle of Soul. These are people that are here to research stuff and do all these other things and report back to him for either war purposes or other things like that. But she has nothing to report about because the only thing that is important to them right now is whatever she's writing down, which is, oh my gosh, we're all screwed and we're going to die.
Okay, so
But it definitely doesn't
Okay.
seem legible or anything like that. She seems very panicked.
all right, so I waved to Kishlin and we start walking up these stairs. Did you say it was like a pyramid structure?
Yes, it is a pyramid structure.
Okay. So, I mean, while we're walking up, I turn to her and I'm like, Master Kishlin, it seems that these people would be almost Soul's servants, his minds, his people who would report back to him, let him know what's going on in the world. I thought I thought that the gods had some omnipresence or something like that. Do you think that they rely on others to give them information?
Are you saying this to the woman?
Yeah, to Kishlin
To Kishlin?
while we're walking up the stairs.
She says, I don't know how gods work at all. All that I know is that most of the magic of this world comes through the gods. I mean, some druidic spirits or some people rely on spirits for magic, but most of the magic runs through the gods directly, unless it's innate sorcery or other things like that, which are usually just descending powers from other things. I mean, like, I use mechanical magic, which, like, yours, I didn't realize this until it happened, hailed from Soul. Like, the magical component that I used for you hailed from Soul. So I think that's how you got the magical presence of him. Maybe that allowed you to have a better connection, but I've never heard somebody talking to a god before. That's kind of strange to me.
Well, he seemed pretty stressed out, almost like very worried for maybe his own livelihood, or he trusted me. He said he trusted me to do what needs to be done.
Hmm.
And I guess I have trust in my own intuition that you endowed onto me.
Yeah.
So, well, let's go find what Soul needs, because it must be very important if he called us both here.
Yeah, maybe he called me here by accident because I never talked to him or heard anything about him at all.
I don't know if gods have accidents. I mean, maybe they do.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
But
I don't know.
Let's go find out.
Yeah. As you walk your way up, you see that Soul, he is a very plain-looking man, is currently, like, sat facing away from you right now as he's scribbling down on a paper as quick as possible. As you kind of go up this way, you're kind of in, like, the middle of one of the pyramids that are going upwards. As each layer has like a row of desks around and a row of desks around and a row of desks around, probably like 4 different steps up towards the very top, which is just his desk, which is massive. It is like very, very big, of different magical artifacts, different other things like that. You see that he has like a blue section, a red section, that are both on to the right and to the left. And now sat at the very middle is like green colored things, which you could assume that the red is Aerosil, the blue is like Raynar, but you have no clue what this middle section is, as the sun is blaring down towards him as he's like frantically writing down as quick as possible.
And would like those, you said it was like objects that are colored differently?
The objects, it's also like a color coding system of like, oh, this is
Yeah.
tied towards this god, this is tied towards this god, and
But within this realm, it looks like that these colors like blare out, like or they stand out from everything else that's present in the realm.
what do you mean by that?
Okay. Well, like the green would almost be like completely contrast to the yellow.
Yes, it would be very contrast to it. So you could see that these are very differing ideas inside of this realm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'd like to walk up there and I think I want to stand there and wait to see if Soul would see if he finishes what he's doing or if he turns around.
Gotcha. Are you trying to be sneaky about it or anything like that, or are you just waiting?
I mean, like maybe my footsteps are kind of heavy, so maybe he
Okay.
hears me come
Gotcha.
up.
So you're like almost like
But
trying to be in like a nice way almost.
yes, like I'm more respectful and I'm trying to wait.
Okay. Yeah. As he hears these like metallic footprints come up, he goes, Prot. Oh my gosh. Here, sit down. As he ushers you over.
Is there a chair?
There is. Yeah. There's like a chair
Okay.
on the other side of his desk.
Okay, so I go ahead and walk around and I'm like, "Hey, Soul, what's going on? Are you? It seems very chaotic around here. Are you guys okay?"
No, not in the slightest. Here, let me calm down. Okay. I'm assuming you've never heard of the name Zenith, correct?
Zenith. So as a DM, did we talk about it before? Did the name pop up ever?
No.
No. Okay, so I want to turn and say Zenith. No, that sounds like I don't know, a very unique and powerful name, but I've never heard of Zenith.
Okay. So, all right. Let me start from the beginning. So in the beginning, 1,000 years ago, I was not a part willingly, but a part of a planet-destroying monster called Usar. 1,000 years ago, we got split up. The parts of this monster, as he kind of starts rambling on, as he goes, and I was the soul of this creature. That's why I named myself Soul. And Erisol was the stomach, and Raynar was the heart, and Zenith was the brain. And so she is the one that controls everything, and she 1,000 years ago, the Sacred Six, the people of the strongest adventurers 1,000 years ago, it was us and them, and we sealed her, and for some reason she got unchained recently. You wouldn't know anything about that, right?
No, I don't know anything about some gods unchaining. Did you say you were a part of a planet eating monster?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that probably sounds a little strange. So I was one of the organs of a planet-destroying monster, and the Sacred Six broke us apart. But we can't. Your friends might know more about it later. We had enough power from the dragon dying that we had enough magical power to pull you guys into our dimension. So we're all talking to you guys separately. Right now, I'm assuming you've probably already figured out by now that your other friends were tied with the other two gods, right?
Yeah, well, so Lucius looked like he was iridescently blue. I mean, clearly aligning with Raynar. And,
Yes.
You know, Zhao. Do I know he's Zhao Ming?
Yeah.
At this point, okay.
He said
Well,
that his name
fake
is Zhao,
Cletus-
but yeah.
Fake Cletus, who's actually Zhao, was really mysterious and darkly deceptive, and I'm sure he's a servant of Erisol of some kind.
Yes.
So yeah, I assumed. And what's that green on your desk? That kind of looks like what was in the dragon's eyes.
Yes. So Zenith just got released. She is the brain of the planet-destroying monster. She was the one that we had to fight 1,000 years ago to be able to even try to save the world from being eaten.
So she's the one. You say you were the soul of the dragon, but the brain is the one that decides all of it?
Yes, the brain is the one that decides all the decisions, and she is very close to being here. Now, I have very important things to talk about with you, okay? So the first thing, as he says the first thing, I'm going to have you roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
wisdom
or a
saving
charisma
throw.
saving throw, please.
Okay. That is a better stat for me. I got 20.
As you do not, but all the people around you fall to the floor. As you see from the sun, has this you start to see in the actual sun a shadowy figure illuminated by the actual sun starts to descend downwards. As you see a woman land at the bottom layer of the pyramid, as she says, "Hey, I'm back." As she steps forward, the entire bottom row's people disappear. As she starts walking closer and closer, as she says, "I'm back to get the power that you took from me." As Solus goes, "Oh my gosh, she's here."
Well, I want to stand like near the stairs as like the final the final stand, like almost, and like I'm trying to protect Soul or something.
Gotcha. As she starts to step up to the next level, the second at this scenario of 4, you see one of the beast folk runs over and tries to throw a swing at her. As she ducks her head and it slips by like this, grabs his hand as his hand disintegrates as she goes in through this, and she says, "Die," as he falls down to the floor dead immediately. As can you roll an
Jeez.
Arcana check for me real quick?
That's another 20. 17 plus 3.
She just used the power word kill spell.
Holy crap!
As
No. Okay.
the rest of the people...
Soul, is this Zenith who's coming up the stairs right now?
Yes, that's Zenith. Okay, we don't have long. So your friends, and so you need to rechain all the people back. So we're tied down to the spirits. You need to rechain us to the spirits. That's the only way to get us back. The only way to stop Zenith is going to be to get us back. She's trying to take our power, that technically is hers, to reform this planet-destroying monster and to destroy Arcadia and the planet that is Arcadia is on as we know it. The only way to stop her is going to be to rechain us to the spirits. That's the only way possible, as I need you to roll an insight check for me.
And like as I'm this one's not nearly as good. That's a 10.
Gotcha. You see he's extremely frantic, but the only thing that you get out of it is that for some reason you need to rechain him to the spirits. He hasn't described exactly what that means, but the thing that he is trying to convey the most is that he needs to rechain him to the spirit.
I was thinking like maybe I wanted to ask like, what do you mean rechain? How do I even do that? I don't have physical chains, and the spirits of the world, aren't they like the strongest beings, or like they control like the lands or something like that?
They are the collection of emotions in your world. The strongest things and where magic comes from is emotions. The gods being gone now, we were kind of a funnel for magical presence. As you see, Zenith goes, "Are you guys really still talking? Can't you see that the evil being is walking up on you guys?" As she goes up to the next one real quick, as you see, she forms a fireball in her hand, as one of the elven woman that you were talking to runs over and tries to like cast this magical presence on her, as she once again dodges out of the way and burns off her face
With the fireball?
with the fireball.
Could I attempt to counterspell it?
You can. Let me look up
Alright,
how counterspelling an 8th level spell would work.
She's like, I think for Prot, like, he doesn't really have extreme emotions,
Yeah.
but right now she's kind of ticking me off. Like, she's killing all these people. They seemed kind of kind, but very worried and frantic. Um, so like pretty soon, like I think Prot's gonna like almost have an outburst or
Gotcha.
something
Um,
and directed towards
where
her.
would you say that anger coalesces in your body? You know when you're really fearful and it kind of coalesces in like your stomach, or when you're
Yeah.
really anxious, it almost like I almost feel it like right here. Where would you say this rage on your actual physical body kind of collects?
Well, I'm seeing all these people get killed or disappeared or something. Like, some of it I'm not too sure what happened. I know that guy like was immediately killed. um I feel I think I would feel it like in my like high in my chest or deep in my throat, like in here, like somewhere.
Gotcha.
And I'm like feeling this like outburst of rage almost in like whatever soul that I have as a construct.
So as you say that, from exactly where you just pointed, you see that this red energy kind of starts to pulse and get slightly bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
And you know, as she's raising this fireball towards the woman, like I want to yell out and say, "No, don't hurt her. She's just doing her job."
As you see that you say that, your voice kind of sounds a little bit more bellowing than normal. As you realize that this magical presence that you are almost forming right now, what Solus said is that magic is emotions, and the emotions that you are feeling right now are strong. They are very strong. As I'm going to allow you to cast this at a 6th level, meaning that
So how does that work?
if casting a spell at a 4th level or higher, make an ability check. So it is not between 3 levels, so it will not be at a massive disadvantage. So there is now a chance that you will be able to. So the DC will equal 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful, the spell fails. So what that means is you need to roll an 18.
Mm-hmm.
And do you add your ability mod? No, you don't. So it's just going to be...
Would I add my spell... Or no,
don't believe
is it not
so.
Spell attack bonus?
So you attempt to interrupt a creature's process of casting a spell. The 3rd level, the spell... If the creature is casting a 3rd level spell or lower, the spell fails and has no effect. If casting a 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spell casting ability modifier. So what's your spell casting? I'm assuming charisma?
Yes.
So what's your charisma score? Probably a +4?
Well, my charisma is +3.
Gotcha.
And then it's not spell attack, right?
It's not spell attack, so it's your spell casting
modifier.
Yeah, ability modifier.
Okay.
So you're gonna have it's gonna be 10 plus 8, so 18. You need to roll a 18 on this to beat it. So you need to roll a 15 or above.
15. Oh. I got 9.
As you see, she burns off this person's face as her head fully just disappears. As she says, "I'm so confused why people are still trying to stand up to me. Can't you see I'm a god? And you, I get it. You're all mad and angry that I'm killing people. Stand down and let it happen."
I turn. Kishlin's right next to me, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah, so I turn and
As you turn,
I don't know what kind of expressions I have.
As you turn to see
kinda
her,
like horror.
you see that deep in her stomach is a massive pulsing that's getting larger and larger and larger of like purple energy. In Kishlin specifically.
Energy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
As you see a massively fearful expression on her face.
Okay. Oh goodness. Well, I want her. Kishlin, stand back. She can really hurt you. And
As I'm gonna roll
you know,
this
you're
real quick.
human.
On a 5, she does not listen and she falls down to the ground, terrified out of her mind.
Okay. Um, I don't. I turn. What's Soul doing? I look at Soul.
Soul has a dumbfounded expression on his face. He has not seen this amount of power in a while.
I want to. Soul, are you powerless? Do you have? Come over here. Help me, or try and teleport Kishlin anywhere.
You're right. Let me try. As you see, he runs around the table. As Zenith puts her hand up, and you see that the yellow that was surrounding this building, and surrounding this area specifically, starts to kind of fade, and the color isn't as yellow anymore. As you see that the yellow kind of coalesces in her hand, as she closes her hand, and now the room goes back to normal of what it looked like without any of the yellow. As Solus tries raising up his hand and snaps his fingers, as you see, nothing happens.
Okay. I think. All right. I want to be. Soul, take care of my master. I'll stand here and I don't know. I'll try and stand guard somehow.
Give me.
And I want to turn back to the stairs.
Give me 1 second.
And I guess I probably have another question while I'm doing that.
Yeah, of course.
Well.
What was your question?
Well, like out to Soul.
Yeah.
It'd be along the lines of like, where does she get all this power? How is she doing all this? And is there any way we can stop her? You said chain down the spirits. I need to know how. How do we do that?
So it begins at 6th level spell. Caster capable of memorizing a 9th level spell must mantle control over temporal barriers and is always under the effect of Featherfall and protection from normal missiles.
That elven woman wasn't wrong. Oh my god, we're all going to die.
Oh my god, we're all gonna die is 100% true. Sorry, what did you say to Soul again? Sorry, I was fully looking at exactly
it was
what
more,
this does.
It was like, here, I'll just kind of do it again. It was like, Soul, how's she so strong? We need to try and chain down the spirits, and that's the only way. How? But how do we do that? I need something, some help.
So you guys are reincarnations of the magic of the Sacred Six. Remember when I called you Morrowind?
Yeah, some old name almost.
Yes,
it sounds like.
Yes. You're a reincarnation of Morrowind, or magical presence at least. So when we disappear, the emotional conduit that we went through is going to disappear, meaning that the more emotional feelings that you have and the stronger you feel about stuff is going to coalesce and become more powerful. So what I'm trying to say right now is get in tune with those emotions. Try to feel strongly about these things, and that's how you're going to get powerful enough to rechain these people down.
I only just started feeling like strong emotions.
Which means that all of your emotions are going to be stronger.
All right, well, I guess I'll have to start using them now, as I want to stand at the top of the stairs.
Okay. As you see that she steps up to the 3rd level, and this time,
Lord.
without doing anything, you see all the bodies fall, as I don't believe the time stop spell does anything besides stops them for a d4 plus 1 turn. So it is a 1 plus 1, so she has 12 seconds. Let me roll her attacks real quick to see if she's able to kill the 8 people on there. That's a kill. That's a kill. That, on a DC of 12, it is a kill. And that's another one. As that's her first turn, let me roll one more. On a 2, that doesn't.
And
17, it does.
So, does time stop for
just her?
Just Okay.
I'm just checking.
Or wait. So she's the only one not stopped?
No, she is the only one stopped. Or she's the only one not stopped. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Okay, so like am I frozen right now?
You are frozen.
Okay.
As you see, as she finally gets back with her speed and her things, you see that she has 2 daggers that retract back into her sleeves. As you see the throats slit on all of the people around her. As she has just killed 8 people in 2 turns.
Not even. Isn't it like a second? Because
it's 2
time
turns,
stop?
2 of her turns.
Yeah, but like in my vision, I just see her go like she stepped up like really quickly. I see maybe a flash of green, and then she retracts these blades, and everyone falls and they're bleeding out and dying.
Yes.
Good lord.
She is...
Soul, I'm not gonna be able to beat her. This is impossible.
It very much so is. I don't even know what we do in this scenario. Zenith, as she goes, yes? If I go to you willingly, will you not kill him? She goes, why wouldn't I just choose to do both? And he goes, I'll willingly give you all my power. As she goes, now that is more of a willingness that I wanted to see. But I need the promise from you. As she looks at you and goes, are you going to try to interfere with my plan?
Can I... Oh, well, she's probably going to be able to do something about it, but am I able to point and like message with Soul?
You can, yeah.
Is that internal monologue?
That would
between
be
2 people?
Yes, but she would be able to tell after a while if you're not talking and pointing towards Soul.
Right. Well, I just want to point at him almost like really quickly. I want to try and get some type of message out.
Gotcha.
I point at him and I'm like, should I let you do this?
Roll a sleight of hand.
Should I kill you? That's a 10.
On a 10, she is able to counterspell it.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess, well, she would.
She would.
Okay. Well, then I just want to turn to Soul and I'm like, should I let you do that or should I kill you?
Whoa.
She's too strong already.
Are you going to try to kill him? He's a god. Do you think you're going to be able to? As Soul speaks up and he goes, you won't be able to in the form that I'm currently in. I have to go to her willingly.
Could you give me your power? Is there any way? She's already too strong. She's killed 40, 50 of your best, strongest people in your realm, and she's taken away what looks to be most of your power.
Well, I can't really give you my power if I don't have any.
All right.
As Zenith speaks up to you and she says, you see the situation you're in right now, correct?
I mean, I feel like a cornered prey almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So Prot's gonna say, or he's gonna turn to her and be like, well, if the only way that me and Kishlin can get out of here is to let this happen, then so be it. I guess if Soul trusts me, then I'll let him give up.
As you see, she steps up to the final one, and she's gonna reach out and put a hand on your shoulder. Do you let that happen or not?
No, hold on. I'd like to dodge or get out of the way. I don't want that to happen.
as
I
her
watched her
hand
power
slips,
word kill someone.
as her hand slips down, and she goes, "Whoa, you're extremely on edge right now, aren't you?"
You seem to be the closest thing to a demon that I've ever seen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I would not say a demon. I would more say a monster. As she is going to try to cast a spell on you real quick.
Oh, Lord.
Please make a wisdom saving throw to me.
Man, I wish my wisdom was higher.
It's
I feel like
almost
that's
like she
something
knows your stats.
It's like something that he should be good with. I had a 9. So
As you see, she infects your mind real quick. As you see these tentacles, or what looks like to be these, like 4 of these like green tentacles almost sprout from her back and infect your mind. As you see an image conjured in your mind, you see Zenith standing on top of the wastelands with the entire world crumbling beneath her feet. As you see a monster comes up from underneath it, destroys the world in one singular bite, as she says, "Finally, back to where I'm supposed to be." As she re-emerges into the monster, and the vision stops. As she says, "I could kill you without a moment's hesitation."
I understand that.
And Solus goes, "She's lying. She can't kill you," as she silences him real quick. As she goes, "Do you really want to listen to the fading god? Or do you want to help me? And maybe I'll let you live."
You seem... What are my options here? To follow you or die?
In a sense, maybe.
Well, you seem to be the worst kind of person, kind of god that I've met so far, and I've only met one.
I never said I was a god.
You said you were a monster.
That is true.
Well, I'm not really considering listening to you, but what do you have in mind?
I'm assuming Solus told you about the Sacred Six, correct?
Well, yeah, that's one of the few things of the world that he's let me know, and how I'm one of them.
What if I said, if you killed the other 3 members of the Sacred Six, I'd let you live?
And these aren't the other 2 who I know.
They're not.
Well, what about Soul? What are you gonna do to him?
He's going to be part of me again. He's going to be the soul of me.
That's really hard to believe. The soul of the... He claims to have been the soul and then left, and he seems to be a very upstanding person, whereas you, the brain, seems to be the psychotic one.
That's one way to think about it. But here's another way to think about it. As she's going to charge up another fireball, and she's going to point it directly at Kishlan. As she says, "You don't really have that much of a choice."
Well, if you kill my master, I'm not touching any of the other members of the Sacred Six. And I know that they need to be alive to put you down. But if you leave her alone, I'll go out and maybe attempt to do your bidding.
I like the words of that. As you see, she uncharges the fireball, goes over to Solus, puts a hand on top of his head, as almost like a Ghostbusters of like a ghost being like into one of those vacuums, sucked up into her hand, as she goes, "Gosh, it feels good to be complete again." Well, you got any questions for me before I leave?
Was his whole body absorbed, or did he fall
his
to the
whole
ground?
His
Okay.
whole body.
Am I? Lord. I guess. Can I roll Arcana just to see like what that was?
Of course, yeah.
I am extremely, man. I got another freaking 10. So, but I guess Prot's very. He's almost like confused. He's pretty scared, but he doesn't want to be. He wants to be steadfast. So he doesn't want to fold. I need to, but Kishlin's probably the most important thing to me ever. So Zenith, maybe I'll go out there and I'll look for the other 3. And if they're monsters, I'll take them down and I'll do what you want.
Go ahead and roll the Arcana check to see what the spell is.
Well, I got a 10. But the roll I just did was a nat 20.
For what for that. I'll go for the nat 20.
Before I rolled it already.
I gotcha. But I'll go for the nat 20, as it was the imprisonment spell.
Imprisonment.
The 9th.
Okay.
On a nat 20, I'll tell you everything about it. Imprisonment is you magically restrain to hold a creature you could see within range. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a successful save, the target is unaffected and is immune for the spell for the next 24 hours. On a failed save, the target is imprisoned. While in prison, the target doesn't need to breathe, eat, or drink, and doesn't age. Divination spells can't locate or perceive the imprisoned target, and the target cannot teleport. She picked the burial condition. The target is entombed beneath the earth in a hollow globe of magical force that is just large enough to contain the target. Nothing can pass into or out of the globe.
Good lord.
As that is a 9th level spell, as you have seen that she has casted 4 9th level spells.
Right. Like in the past minute.
Yep.
2 minutes. Well, in my mind, imprisonment isn't a very... I mean, I guess Soul wasn't already willing. So, I guess... I'm gonna have to just have her trust that I'm gonna go out and start whatever she wants. I'd like to go out and do what Soul wants, but I think, like, with the words that I've said, I'm trying to convince her that I'm gonna go out there and do what she wants. And I mean, I guess how I phrased it is kind of true. You know, I'm gonna say it again. Zenith, if those other three of these so-called sacred six are truly monsters and people who look just as horrifying as you, then I don't see how three less monsters could be a worse thing for the world, and I'll take them out.
And I'll start by telling you their name and exactly where they're heading. As you see, she starts to say these names: Arden, Lucas Sun, Caesar Monkson, and they're going to Fort Tuition. But what I want you to do right now is do exactly what Solus told you to. Go to the spirit of the forest and just have a talk with him. He wanted you to chain him down, but it doesn't matter to me what you do after that. Because I'm going to keep it 100% honest with you. No matter what you do, it's going to be exactly for me. I'm the brain of a creature that is infinitely smarter than you. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, and no matter what you go, where you go, I'll be 5 steps ahead.
I'll keep that in mind, and I'll try and take the 6th step. I'll stay smart, and I'm not going to fall to your bidding every single step of the way. There's no way that's going to happen.
As speaking of that, as soon as you say you're not going to fall to it, let me see exactly what the command person spell does.
You say Fort Tuition?
Fort Tuition, yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I got a 16.
As you see, she says the word fall. As you fall down to the ground. As she says, seems like you're not 6 steps quite ahead. Think about that the next time you want to disobey me. Because though it might be true that I'm not able to fully kill you right now, I can imprison you underneath the earth just as easily as I did Soul.
I guess while I'm laying there, I want to like grunt out and just, this is hard to compute. Like as a character and as a player, like I don't know what to do, and that's going on in my brain. I just want to say, you're so damn powerful, and it's, of course you're able to do this to me and to absorb Soul, but you rely on me to get your things done. We'll see how fate plays out.
Fate has a funny way of working. The reason you're here is because fate decided you to be. Most people don't decide their own fate, but I do. And so do you. The gods never were able to choose their fate. The crappy part about being a god is you never get to choose. But, like I said, I'm not a god, I'm a monster. And there's only one thing I could think of a monster doing right now. As you see, she charges up another fireball. as she is going to try once again to cast a fireball at Kishlin. Would you like to roll a counter spell at it?
Well, am I able to?
You are more than able to.
When I'm commanded to lay prone and well, I have to try.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could oh wait, I guess that's not how shield works. Alright. I'm just gonna I don't know, I'll try and counterspell
Okay.
the fireball. I rolled a 15. Plus 3. So 18.
On an 18, she used an 8th level spell, meaning that you're just able to counterspell it.
Holy crap.
As the fireball coalesces inside of her hand, she shoots it out, and as it goes over you, it dissipates. As she goes, still have some fight left in you, don't you? Next time, think about what that fight does when you try messing with me. As she's going to kick you. As that is going to be at advantage. As does a 18 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Oh, that is not in the box at all. As you take 5 points of damage as she kicks you into the table. As she says, do you still want to fight?
And, well, so I get kicked and I'm thrown back. And maybe she, like, shattered one of the wooden plates, like, on my, like, stomach or something.
Mm-hmm.
I said, leave Kishlin alone and I'll do your killing. I'll get rid of the other 3. Just leave her alone.
You better stay true to your word. As you see that she starts to dissipate and disappear, as you are back in the low valley. As you have just agreed to do the monster's bidding. As that's going to be the end of this episode of Destined for Destruction.
No.
We'll see you all next time.
What did I agree to?
That's the question of the hour.